What a difference a month makes. Here I am back in front of the camera, in front of my very expensive, at least to me, Mitsubishi mini split that you can tell is in parts, and a change from my last video about mini splits where I talked about the 5 things you need to know about a budget mini split and why I leaned towards the HVAC professionally installed Mitsubishi mini split. Actually, I don't even know that other than my shorts, you've seen this Mitsubishi mini split, but I bought a Mitsubishi, $5,450 I paid on this, but I'm actually in $1,000 more on it at this point, and boy, have my opinions changed. I'm gonna put a timestamp on your screen. If you wanna skip to my very, very important thing that I have learned that I think anyone that's shopping for an HVAC system, especially mini splits, needs to consider, something I didn't really know to check on, but now I do, and something I want to share with you. But there's a very important story to get up to this point. I'll try to make it fast, so you might want to stick in for that. But if not, you want to jump right to the important thing that I feel you should know, go to this timestamp. Or I'll also say, if $6,000 is not a big deal to you, if you look at paying $6,000 in, say, another 5 years on top of a $6,000 you've already spent, then you can just tune out. No reason to waste your time. For the rest of us that budgets, every penny is precious, and right now pennies are even more and more precious, and HVAC systems going up and up and up in price. If you are concerned about budget and making the best decision that you can make over time with your money, which is where I thought I had gone with this, well, listen up. So let me tell you how I got here. If you don't know from my previous video, I bought 3 years, 3 weeks, and 1 day from the point it failed, a budget mini split. But not the cheap budget mini splits, a decent budget ones. An HVAC Mirage worked like a champ for over 3 years. When it failed, I learned a thing about warranties and getting people that'll work on them, and everything just sort of added together that it was going to cost more to repair that unit, and I couldn't even find people local that were willing to repair it. So I decided, well, I'm either going to just have to get a new unit at year 3 or go with something that's professionally installed by the big names in my area. You have them in your area too, that carry the Mitsubishis, the Carriers, the Trains, the big brands like that come with big warranties. And it's those warranties that really started steering me towards an expensive system. I paid $5,450 for this system, and I got a Mitsubishi. So that means reliability, right? As you can tell, it is currently not working. It hasn't been working for now over a week, and it looks like I got another 7, maybe 10 days before they even get the parts to fix this because of, well, snafus with parts. Mitsubishi sent the wrong parts. It's gonna end up that for the few weeks that I own this, that it worked, I'm gonna have almost half of that in it not working going into the new year. I was already having pangs of concern. That 12-year warranty, well, that's just on parts. Now, depending upon your dealer, you will get maybe a year, maybe 2 years. I've heard of some that do 3 and so on. But the dealer I purchased this from, which is a Mitsubishi Diamond level dealer, and that got me 12 years parts warranty on this. It came with a 2-year labor warranty. And I'd already started thinking about that, and it was ruminating in my head because I started watching videos on Mitsubishi, and I happened to come across a couple of specific videos that were already starting to cause me some concern. One was someone that had had a Mitsubishi, and just a few years into owning it, they had what I believe was the same issue that I had with my cheap one. Their evaporator coil went out, and it was outside of the labor warranty. They got the free parts from Mitsubishi, but they had to pay, I think it was right at about $1,000 in labor to get the new evaporator coil installed and to get the system recharged, because of course it leaked out all the refrigerant. So I'm already starting to think, well, wait a minute, I spent $5,450. I have to spend another $1,000 at year 3. Well, that's 60, I'm just gonna round up to $6,500. I could buy a lot of budget mini splits from that. And given my capabilities, I could swap out a mini split in just a few hours and have it working, but I want the reliability that comes with the Mitsubishi. And then I found another video. Now, obviously I only have a 1 use case scenario here, and I'm talking about just a couple of select videos, but hear me out, because I found another video. And this guy had 2 Mitsubishi mini splits, and one of them failed. I don't know exactly what point it failed, but he mentioned in the video that he had spent $1,500 to get the control board and something else replaced. And then at year 5, you had the evaporator coil in one unit go out. At year 7, the evaporator coil in the other unit go out. He was in thousands in just 7 years on top of what he had spent for the system, and his was like 10,000. I'm assuming the BTUs were higher on the system, but that started making me think, well, wait a minute. I'm spending $5,000, $5,500 for a system. If I then have to spend $1,000 here and a couple of thousand there, and then I came in and this thing was flashing, it wasn't putting out heat, and that led to a complete disassembly of my brand new unit to find out that it was the control board. Not just one, but both control boards had to be replaced. And then Mitsubishi sent the wrong freaking boards. And that took 7 days to get the board in because they were out of stock. A little concerning there because I'm starting to think, how often do these break that they can't keep them in stock? So they have to get the new boards, and that means another 7 to 10 days. So I'm gonna go into the new year not having heat, not having air here, and it's cool today, but in just a couple of days, it's gonna be mid-70s. I'm gonna need AC. This is where I do a lot of what you see here is in this barn, so I have to have heating, air conditioning, and just the humidity. I don't want my tools to rust, things like that. So what I have come across is a situation where really now, a month removed from where I was convinced that going with the Mitsubishi over a budget mini split was a better decision, I don't think that's really the case. It's kind of a wash. One versus the other, just a matter of if I want to do the labor myself. Now, the professionally installed systems, I mean, ideally they should last longer. And I assume overall this should be more reliable, but I don't feel that way right now because it's not working. And I paid a lot of money for this. But also, I happened to do more research and I found out that some Daikin dealers sell Daikins, a competing brand to Mitsubishi, a dealer level product. They sell Daikins with a 10-year warranty, not 12, but a 10-year, but they sell 10-year parts and labor warranty. So I was already starting to think I should have done more research and purchased a Daikin. Now, I own a Mitsubishi car. I've been happy with it. Now, Mitsubishi Electric, a different company, but Mitsubishi to Mitsubishi, it just felt right. But now I'm thinking maybe I should have bought the Daikin, and I told the guy that was here working on this unit, which happened to be the one that sold it to me. He's meticulous, he's a perfect fit for me, and overall I'm very happy with the dealer that I purchased this from. But when I mentioned to him, yeah, they came with a 1010, he said, well, yeah, that's an extended labor warranty. We offer those too. Well, it just so happens that I was on the last day of being able to get at least, sales. I'm assuming they said you have up to 30 days. And this failed at 31 days, but that was on a weekend. So they said if I bought it that day, I could get it another $1,024. But what that did was rolled me to 12 years parts, 12 years labor. So in theory, I'm taken care of, at least at this point. I think it did cost me more money. But my tip to you is if you're shopping for HVAC, doesn't matter if it's a central unit, if it's mini splits, whatever, make sure that the warranty is not just parts, that it also includes labor, because you want that to spread from end to end. Otherwise, labor costs, look it up. Labor costs, you can easily be in more than you paid for a unit just getting parts put in it should they break. And the sad reality is, and I guess I'm experiencing that, prices have gone up, quality has gone down. So you want to make sure that you are covered from end to end and think about the finances of that. What it's going to add if the company automatically puts it in, or if in my case, it's another $1,000 that I need to add to the cost of this, because if I would have missed that, this would have been just another week or so, I would have been screwed. What happens at year 3? I have no faith in this, that it's going to last any longer than the cheap mini splits. I would be out even more money. Just happens that I'm spending more to get the same, which I don't want to happen. You probably don't either, and that's why I'm making this video, to let you know I want to think about Mitsubishi, or at least look into it. At least my experience has so far not been stellar. So that's my tip for this video, my story so far. Let me know, do you have a Mitsubishi? Have you had any problems with your Mitsubishi? Let me know. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. And Happy New Year to you if you're watching this before the new year. If you're watching this in the summer when a lot of people are thinking about mini splits. Spring, summer, whenever you're watching this, thank you so much.